Hi, Melly. Hey, Tina. Thank you so much for joining me today on Journaling with Intention. This is week 10, and we are about to start April. So that's what we're going to focus on today is we're going to set up our week. And I know we have a lot of March in this week, but we also have a little bit of April left on that weekend. So we're also going to set up our April days. So let me know how your week was. Let me know in the chat. Throw that in. I had a better week and tracked a lot more. And my tracker that I changed up last week, it actually worked a little bit better. So I'm going to keep that going. So I have Tina and I have Melly, and it's so nice for you guys to be here. So thank you so much. So get those journals out. Throw me in the chat. Let me know how your week was. Did you happen to change up the way you've been tracking stuff? Has that been helpful? And this is April. So since we're starting a new month, it's time for you to think about what has been going on and things that you're like, okay, we've been doing this for 10 weeks. What do I feel like I got underneath me? And I might want to switch and change things. And what is it that I want to focus on this month? And conversely, if you're like, okay, 10 weeks, still haven't gotten it, or I want to change my focus because I'm just kind of tired of focusing on that, then change that over and think about what you want to do for April. So remember, we talked about these being intentions, not goals. And it's just something that you are that you're working on and you're working towards. Goal kind of, for me, says that there's an endpoint. And so this way it's a goal. It's just kind of thinking through how it is that you're working and you're kind of thinking about these things every day. So hi, Nisa. I'm so glad you are here. And Saskia's here. And Anne is here. And Alicia's here. So hi, everybody. Hey, Tracy. It's so nice that you guys are joining me today. So I'm going to go ahead and get down because we got a lot of work to do. And whenever I notice when I have a new month page, it kind of takes me a little bit longer. And today I'm going to do some all over stenciling to get that done. Hey, Helen. I hope you are doing well. So I'm going to come on down to my workspace. And here is my workspace. So I got my book along with my bookmark that we made in a prior week. And I'm just kind of excited. It's kind of like exciting. March is it's such a long month. There's like 5 weeks in March. And so it's kind of nice to set up a new page to focus on April and kind of think about things that we're going to do. So you guys had requested some pastel. So I grabbed some pastel washi. I think these are kind of fun. I just grabbed some washi tape from my stash. I'm trying to use up as much of this washi tape as I have. I think I went on a crazy washi tape buying spree about 10 years ago, I swear. And then I have my good old trusty color swatches stencil right up here. So I'm going to use this today. And I also have this. This is the Bountiful Butterfly stencil. And I thought this would be nice for my April page. That's what I was thinking, is to use this stencil. And then I have these two that I've been using, which is the Mandala Maker. I've been using a lot of these little different pieces. And then I also have this geoframe stencil as well. And so I like to use this as a way to frame out sections that I'm going to be writing in. And of course, I have my trusty pencils, or my pens, my Flair pens right over here. And I have some pens, my ruler, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So let me know how your week went. Saskia, I think that's, haven't spoken to Helen in a while. Yeah. I think there's some sarcasm in there. Right, Saskia? All right, so let me know how your week did. How did you go? Did you track? Is there anything you're going to be shifting? So just as a reminder, things that we've been working on. So this is a time, whenever it's that new month, it's kind of time to take stock in what happened last month, things that you wanted to shift. And then don't forget that we kind of set out those year-long goals or things that we wanted to focus on. We've set those out already. So you can come back here and say, okay, now that I've worked on these, or do I want to shift my focus and focus on something else? So feel free to look at this in order to get some ideas for you. So this is similar to what we're going to have. So January, I used a die cut piece when I set up my monthly page. And then we did these tabs. I like these tabs. We did some light, very, very light stenciling on the background, and I just kind of did sections of stenciling here. This is where I used a die cut for stenciling on that monthly intentions page, along with a little bit of washi. Here I did that heart builder stencil. Looks really cute. And then for March, we did that stamping all over the page, and this is where we use hearts for the little clovers, and then just added in my monthly intentions, and I realized I did not grab this stamp set, so I'm going to grab that. And so we are finally at April, and this is I took some time. Last week we were focusing on, I had some pages that I wanted to complete, and one of them was my lists of lists. And I really like this page. This really helped a lot. So I went in and I just kind of I talked to you about all the supplements that I take. I take a lot of supplements. And I wanted to add in the rest of my actual supplements. I put in some crafty techniques, and they are the things I wanted to work on. And I have to say, what's really funny is on my Facebook feed, I put up crocheting, and guess what has been showing up on my Facebook feed? It's little beginner crochet things. Really creepy how that happens. And then I added in recipes to try. I wanted to add in like recipes that I kind of collect from friends or that I see on the internet, or that I'm like, I just really need a good tofu recipe. I'm going to add this in here, and that's going to be another list of lists to put that in. But I thought that was a good one, was recipes to try. Could also be like things to bake, things like that. So I really like this list of lists. In fact, I think I'm going to end up with another page somewhere along here of list of lists. So I switched up my tracking where I was just kind of tracking my dinners, and I switched up here to where I was kind of tracking a little bit more of my food. So I'm going to do that again. And so I'm going to this is going to be a similar tracker to what I'm going to do, but I need to set up my April page. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. All right, so I'm going to pull my bookmark, and I ended up finishing my coloring on my bookmark. I love this set. This is that wallpaper art set, and I just use the artist markers. And of course, I always cut 2, so that way there's a back side, so you can't see that. So I just put those together. I just haven't put them together yet. So that is my bookmark over on the side. All right, so let me know, do you have like a specific intention that you're thinking about focusing on for April? What is that for you? What is it that you kind of want to, are you shifting? Are you keeping the same intentions? Let me know what is going on. All right, so I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to grab this washi tape. And I like this because it is very springy to me. And it just has all these really, really nice colors. And I'm going to keep these colors. I actually grabbed, I think these colors are in there. You know what this really reminds me of is Spring Bouquet. I should probably grab Spring Bouquet because it's got that lime. Yeah, I'm going to grab Spring Bouquet. These colors are kind of similar to that washi, but I have to tell you, I think Spring Bouquet is better in there, so I'm going to grab that Spring Bouquet. All right, to put that in. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some of this. And all I want to do here is I'm just going to put this not quite halfway-ish, probably about 1/3 of the way down. And this is just going to separate out my title section with where I'm actually going to put my monthly intentions. And again, I have a grid dot journal, and I like this grid dot journal because it just provides me with a little bit of lines that I can do. 1970s pattern. Yes, Helen. But see, the 70s are great. I've just been watching on that Amazon Prime, that Daisy Jones and the Six, which is loosely based off of Fleetwood Mac, and totally reliving my love of Stevie Nicks because she's amazing. So I don't know if anybody's seen that, but yes, totally 70s pattern. Nice and bright, good colors. We had the Harvest Orange Kitchen. I know not everybody had that one. A lot of people had the yellow. Ours was Harvest. Ours was like the orange, the burnt orange one. And of course, carpet to match, because of course you needed carpet in your kitchen. All right, so this is Geo Frames, and I'm just going to grab this, and I'm just going to stamp this. And I'm going to use a block, and I'm going to use my black ink, which is eluding me at the moment. So I'm going to grab gray instead. And to be honest, I like to use a dark gray because sometimes it's just not as severe as the black. All right, so I'm just going to grab this, put this right on my stamp block. And the darkest grays really look like black. So this is Lava Rock. And I'm going to go ahead and put that. Right, Tina? Oh my gosh, her voice. She's so talented. If you get a chance, Tina, and you have Amazon Prime, take a look at that Daisy Jones and the Six. Because it's actually the actress playing Daisy Jones is Riley Keough, who is the granddaughter of Elvis. So she's got some musical chops in there. And I guess she sings. She's singing the songs as well. But really, really nice. Totally brought back 70s. Appreciated it. Thought it was a really, really good storyline. And of course, I grew up thinking that Stevie Nicks was just gorgeous and beautiful. And that's who I wanted to be when I grew up, was Stevie Nicks. That and Nancy and Amy Hart from Heart. Thought that they were amazing. All right, so I'm just going to come on in and I am going to just stamp this right down. And I have this little thing-a-dinger that I'm just going to press right on there. And then if anything doesn't hit, I can always come in with a pen and just kind of connect it. And I'm just making sure that I'm giving the stamp and the paper enough time to get acquainted, talk to each other, and for that ink to transfer. That's all I'm doing. Beautiful, right? Gorgeous. Okay. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of stamp cleaner and just clean off my stamp. And that, like I said, that Lava Rock is nice because it looks black, but it's also just not as severe as the black is. So I really like that about it. And it just gives me a nice little crisp, clean border in order to write everything down on this one. So again, we're setting up our April page. So this is, think about those monthly intentions. Think about, you've been doing this. We got January, February, and March down now. So now we're into our fourth month, which is April. And is there something that you want to change? Feel free to grab, if you look at your stamp sets, or even if you have an aspiring quote that you go by, feel free to add that in here as well. So this is really setting up your month. So what do you want your month to look like? So when you're here on May 1st, or when we set up our May, what do you want that to look like? Altenew fans who are out in the audience today, have you ever ordered a block from Altenew? Let me know. Because I haven't been stamping that long, so I never really kind of built up like a stamping block collection. So I have these like random stamping blocks from different companies. So I ordered one from Altenew, and it's really cute. It comes in this little box. Have you ever seen it? And it's grid lined, but it's smooth on the edges. So it's rounded, but it's smooth on the edges. It's actually nice. I don't know. Don't ask me where I got this one from, but it's kind of similar to that because this one is wavy on the outside, but this one is kind of nice and smooth. But I feel like the grid lines are really nice and strong there. So I'm going to use this Altenew block for what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to add little bullet points for the 3 things I want to focus on. And I do try to keep it to, 3 things or 2 things or 1 thing, because this is your intention, right? So you have to kind of build this into the pattern, into your life pattern, into your everyday pattern. So that's what you want to think about. All right, so you can see that my block in terms of the height is just right inside of that. So I'm going to add some stamps on from here. And I think I'm going to use circles today. And this is coming in from the Mandala Maker set. And I think I'm going to use this size circle. Those will fit, right? There's one. So I got to turn it the right way. There's one. There's two. And these are cute because, again, you have like pretty similar sized. That one's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. We'll handle that. 3. This last one's a little bit smaller. All right, so I have my 3 circles. I'm just putting them right and using my grid lines to just go ahead and get those to be even. Going to double check that they will fit within the little box that I did. Beautiful. All right, that's going to look nice. And that way I can get them all in one fell swoop. I think I'm going to do that spring bouquet. Yeah, no, I agree. I like them too, Tina, and I like the fact that they actually have the little box, because mine get, knocked around in my drawer, I have to say. And I do like the lines that they have. All right, so I'm going to use, this is the Spring Bouquet ink set. And you can't find these inks in any of the other sets. So that's a little bit, I like that about it. Whereas this set is the soft pastel set, but this set you can find, within the other sets. That's just convenient because it's in one box, but these you can't. So I'm going to do this in, so when I put this over, it's going to be here. So this is my top. So I'm going to use this as the darkest color in Spring Bouquet. Then I'm going to go into medium. And then I'm going to do the lightest color. And I didn't prep these, I just realized, but we'll be good. And I got a whole bunch of re-inkers in the last sale that Altenew had, and I have to use those re-inkers soon because I've had my ink since 2017, and I have not re-inked them, I have to say. Which I have to say, for these little tiny cubes, and as much as I use them, these things are holding up pretty strong. There's anything I have to say, that's one thing about it. All right, again, I'm just letting my ink and my paper make friends and talk to each other, giving them enough time to get acquainted. And then I'm going to lift this up and hopefully, there you go. So I like that. It just gives it a little ombre effect. And it's right. I'm ready to kind of write what my intentions are. All right. I forgot to grab my alphabet sets, so I'm going to go grab those right now. So let me know in the chat while I grab that. Are you going to be like, what's one of your intentions you're going to be thinking about today? What's one of your intentions? And I'll even share with you how I organize my stamp sets, since I have to get that out for you. Okay, so my stamp sets I have in these little pockets, or mostly they're in these little pockets. And then I have these felt, best way to explain is felt boxes. So I have this IKEA, I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like, there's 2 doors. It's like a big credenza. Like there's 2 doors that you open up and it has these shelving, and they fit these little things in there perfectly. So I got this little bin, and on the bin, I got these on Amazon. I can write them on them with chalk. And so I have a little label, and that's where I keep these. So this is it. And then I have these little tabs, and then it tells me what all the pieces are. So then I just kind of go dumpster diving in each of these sections. This one's probably my craziest section because of the fact that it has my little mini delights in the front. And I take my mini delights and I organize them in baggies. So like I have all of them kind of together. So my mini delights are a little bit of a mess. All right, let's see if I can find brushstroke alpha. If I can't, not a problem. Oh, there she is. All right, brushstroke alpha is here. And then it's nice, I can just grab these and I just put them back. And I don't have it, it's not too crazy in there. Kind of works. It works, I will say. All right, so I'm going to stamp these with the lava rock as well. So I want those to be dark. And monthly intentions is, again, big. So what we've decided, or what we've done before, I'll just show you March, is when we've done monthly intentions, this last one, what I did is I used two different fonts. And the font that I used was this sans serif font that is from this Perfectly Penned from Concord and Ninth. This is an oldie but a goodie. So this is 2016 when this came out. But I like it because of the fact that it has an uppercase, it has a lowercase. You can actually connect the lowercase. And in addition to that, you can mix your fonts because it's got a sans serif font. This one is still around. So if you can snag this, or if you have something like this, feel free to grab that and use it for your writing. It goes really quickly. And then the Mega Brush Alpha, these are big. So these are big. There's just no other way to say it. So for longer words, this is going to be, this is going to take up quite a bit of space. I like these because of the fact that it's great for scrapbooking. That's really, really why I got this one. But they're really great for scrapbooking. And I wanted to mix up my sets because that is part of what I'm trying to do, is to use up my supplies. So I go shopping in my room first, and then I go shopping outside of my room. So I'm doing pretty good at not buying anything. I have to say that. And Anne, that is awesome that you finished organizing your room. I am in the process of that. I have not finished that yet. I wonder if I can fit both of these on here. I think I can. Do I want that? Yes. All right, so I'm going to put both of these on my block. I'm just going to put this M just a little bit higher. All right, so I'm going to put both of these on my block so that way I can go ahead and use them at the same time. And again, this is the lava rock because golly knows where my jet black is. So this is that lava rock. And it's dark. This is from the warm gray set, but it's dark enough. And I like it because it is pretty soft. All right, I'm just going to come right up and over my page. Okay. All right, I just realized I didn't have my thing under there. All right. That is great. All right, again, if nothing, because this is a black or a dark gray in my case, if it's not there, I can always go in with my pens and kind of fix any sections that totally did not stamp. But I think that went pretty good. All right, there we go. We are looking good. So I'm going to take my M and my I, just clean them off real fast with just a little bit of stamp cleaner. And I am going to go ahead and put them back. And I have a tendency that when I use stamps, I put them back because otherwise they will get lost on my desk. And I have already had some accidents in the past. So I always make a really, really quick cleanup and then just put them away so that way they don't get lost. It's not too bad. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to come in with Perfectly Penned. And I like the fact of using this serif font, so the sans serif font on the bottom. And when I do these, to make sure that I don't lose or forget which letters I need to make sure I have, I just grab a little piece of scrap paper. So here's some scrap paper, and I'm just going to write what this is really, really fast. So I need monthly, and then intentions. And that's way I will make sure I line it up, because otherwise I forget what letters are supposed to be there. Now, if you don't have these stamps, feel free to write it. You know, your own handwriting, I think, in a book says a lot, and it looks great. It's your handwriting. Don't be afraid of your own handwriting. Use it. I think having that really nice personalized touch is really great. All right, so I'm just going to take these and I'm just going to go ahead and just start putting them on here. Now, typically I like to stamp this like one stamp at a time, but I'm going to go ahead just in the interest of time just to do this. Be careful with your ends and anything that has like a right or left-handedness to it. And also with the order of things that you're doing, because just reminding yourself that you have to flip it. So you have to flip it, right? So I'm just getting my letters out, but I'm putting them in the wrong direction because I'm just going to figure them out first. So that's month. And then I need an L and I need a Y. All right. So now when I flip this, totally going wrong. So in this case, I'm going to now go this way. So I want the O. And I'm just using my grid lines here to line these up. All right, the N. Now I'm going to check my N because I'm sure I have it going in the wrong direction. So it's got to look backwards to you. And then when you flip it, it should be right. There we go. And hopefully going straightish. All right, T, thankfully, does not have handedness. H, same thing. L does. So again, we want to make sure it looks backwards to us because when we stamp it, it's going to be in the reverse. And then the Y. All right, so these letters are a little crookedy, but I think I'm okay with that. All right. So now I got monthly. So monthly is ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And as I'm kind of doing this, I'm in my mind, I'm like, what are the things that I want for my intentions? What am I going to be writing when I get down to here? What is going to happen? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Not sure. So I'm just putting this under here just to make sure that I have a nice space. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp those down. Again, give it some nice time to have that ink and those stamps make friends with each other. So I'm giving them a lot of time. And I know my letters are going to be a little spaced out and a little crooked, but I kind of like that. So I'm going to keep that. All right, there we go. So there's monthly. In the interest of time, I'm just going to stick these quickly back, cleaned them off. And these are the type of stamps that they get, sometimes they need a good bath. So I'll just like throw them all in the bath. I think I did that after a couple of times on here. All right, so now I have intentions. So now I'm going to grab intention. So that's N. Now I have my N and my T. They will be used again a couple of times. So I'm just going to put these three in and then we'll move on with the next couple. So I'm just going to do like 3 at a time. And again, be mindful of handedness. So check the other side of your block. That's why these clear blocks are nice, because they're here. Okay. So my E I don't need again, so I'll put that back. So I had that, let's see, T-E-N. So now I got N again. T. I. And then O. And then my last 2 letters are NS. And I'm checking it over here just to make sure I have everything. And I'm just going to line that right up with my N, with the E that's already there. And then any letters I don't need, I'm just going to go ahead and throw them back, but I need that N. So the T, I'm good. The I, I'm good. The O, I'm good. And I'm just going to grab an S. If I can find it. All right, and there we go. All set. Really quick, easy way to stamp your letters. With time and that you're not on live, feel free to do those individually. It's going to line them up a little bit better on that one. But I got it. It's done. And we're good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and this would be cute too if you wanted to stamp these out. I like writing them because I feel like the writing helps with it getting into my brain. It's a little bit along those lines of different methodologies of learning. So if you think sometimes it's good if you act things out, sometimes if you listen, or if you write. And so that's the way I kind of think about it. For it to get into my brain, it's better if I write it. So that's what I'm going to write. So I know one thing I wanted to work on was I wanted to think, I'm good on water. I'm good on my liquid. I've been doing better with that. One thing I do want to work on is my exercise. So I want and I'm up to 15 minutes. Go me. So that's such a, I can't even tell you what a massive goal, really, or just a milestone that I got to where I can do 15 minutes of aerobic exercise a day, at least if it's on the elliptical. I haven't tried the bike yet. I know I can walk. So walking, the elliptical, and now I got to bring the bike in. I can do that. I can do it now. This is huge because in January, I was lucky to do 5. So this is really great. The other thing I wanted to work on was I want to think about my food. I want to be a little bit more intentional about my food this month. I've been doing good on like meals. Brian and I are working on meals, but I want to be more intentional on vegetables. And I want to be more intentional on like kind of whole foods and less takeout and less processed foods. So I want to have not vegan per se, but I want to have more whole foods. And I want to be intentional about meals and snacks. And that's really what I want to think about today, this week, this month, is how can I make sure that I'm eating? Because we're heading into summer, and where I live, that means that we get a lot more fresh produce because there's not a lot of fresh produce around in the wintertime here. And so I want to make sure that I'm making available all of those things. So yes, thank you, Tracy. Thanks, Anne. Thanks, Saskia. 15 minutes. So I have no idea. It's such a big thing. So that's my monthly intention. Nice, pretty page. I love the pastels. It just really says April to me. It says spring. And so I want to add in stenciling on this page. And I can add in probably like maybe a little butterfly over on the other side. But I really like this Bountiful Butterfly set. It comes with these dies, which are neat. And you can actually use these dies. Let me see the die. You can use these dies and do these 3 different shapes of butterflies using the stencil, which is kind of cool. But I'm going to do the overall stencil. So I'm going to do the one that's up here, where you can have stencil 1 and stencil 2 to make this background. And I am going to use the Spring Bouquet, and I'm also going to use this pastel, soft pastel inks. So stencil 1 and stencil 2. And stencil 3. Let's see. Oh, this is the one. This is before Altenew labeled them. Oh, that's rough. All right, let's go for it, kids. Okay, let's go for it. All right, that's definitely stencil 3. In fact, what I'm going to do is I usually will grab a Sharpie. And I will actually write the stencil numbers on there. So the next time I open this, I don't have to sit there and fix it, like fluff with it. So that's 3. This sucker This has got to be 2. All right, I don't see the Altenew name on it. You can see I've used this and I got all kinds of paste and stuff. I did some really cute stuff with this. It's such a cute little stencil with the butterflies. It's definitely this orientation. And I don't know if this is 1 or 2. I think this is 1. All right, I think it's this orientation. And I think this is this orientation. So that's 2. Just a little trick, you know, little tip for you guys. I just use a Sharpie and I put those numbers on there so that way I know what the heck is going on. All right, so here I'm just going to grab this. It is a 6x6 stencil. So I want to make sure that I have that, like the edges, the top and the bottom are about equidistant. And then I'm just going to grab some scrap pieces of satin masking tape that I have and just go ahead and put this down and just make sure it's nice and flush with my book edge. So I'm just going to push this down. The piece is too big. Here we go. That's down. And then I'm just going to put this little guy down. All right. Okay, butterflies. What do we do? All right. I think I'm going to go. I mean, you got to have pink butterflies, right? They got to be pink. Orange would be cute too. Maybe I'll do orange and pink. I'll do some pink and I'll do some orange. That is what I will do. I'm going to use this brush because it's a little bit bigger. I should throw some yellow in here. What do we think about that? A little yellow, a little pink, and a little orange. I think that looks nice. Ooh, purple. Not missed and sun-kissed. All right, I'm going to start with this baby pink. So when I put this over here, that's going to do my background, if you will. So when I put this stencil on, that's going to take care of the background. These are the actual butterflies themselves. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to do them in kind of a few different colors. So this is the baby pink I'm grabbing. And I'm just going to start going. And I like this brush because this is a little bit of a floofy stencil. And it's going to have sections that it's going to kind of flip up. But because this brush is soft, I can put some ink down relatively quickly because these bristles are a little bit wider. Oh, pink, orange, and red. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Saskia. All right, I just realized I did a boo-boo here. And I did not put any tape down. So I just had this random piece of paper toweling on my desk. Why? No idea. But you can grab a piece of paper. And then as you come over this to this edge, that way we're not going to get anything on my, where I don't want it. You can put tape down. Save the tape. All right, so I'm just going to get this all down. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do some layers with the orange. And I'm going to do some darker pink with the fuchsia. And I'm going to, I might even throw some purple in here. Why not? And we're going to have some crazy looking butterflies. Okay. And you could sit here and mask a lot of this off and be like, okay, I want this or this. I'm going to kind of blend them all in to see what the heck I get out because I'm using complementary colors. So the pink and the orange and the yellow are complementary, so they'll look nice together. Yeah, right, Tracy? I agree. They're going to look nice together. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw them up here. So I'm just giving this kind of a base of this light pink. I don't know where this is going to go, but when we get there, it will be fine. I guess I'll put it that way. Once I get there. I don't know who's driving the bus, but somebody is. And like I said, I like setting up the monthly pages. Kind of look forward to that because I really feel like it can be a little bit more creative and kind of think about the month. I don't know why I picked butterflies. Maybe you're thinking about butterflies, and butterflies typically symbolize a little bit of change. And maybe I was thinking about that. I don't know. Like the butterflies. So just to show you, looks so pretty. So now we're going to kind of glam them up a little bit. We're going to futz them. We're going to futz with them a little bit. So that's just my base layer. Do you guys have bountiful butterflies? Does everybody have this one? Who's on? Okay, so now I'm going to grab a little bit of the sun-kissed. And I'm just going to go in here. I'm even going to use the same brush. And I'm just going to go in to some places and just do a little bit of orange. I'm using the same brush, but you could even use like a little bit more of a detailed brush. And it looks like I'm hitting the tops. Like, you know how there's a top and a bottom part of the wing? I'm trying to hit the top part of the wing. Oh boy, this down part here is a little dangerous. Okay, here we go. So now you can start to see, just gives it a little bit more depth because we got another color in there. Just a little bit of depth. All right, I want to come in with some yellow. This mango smoothie is pretty because, in fact, I'm going to grab the mini blending brushes, and I'm just going to go right in the body. So these little butterfly bodies, I'm just going to make a little yellow. And what's nice, it will give it a little bit of an edge right around the that section of the wings, just to give it a little yellow. Because that this mango smoothie is darker than the sun-kissed, so that's going to be pretty cool looking when we do that. Okay, so now we have some little yellow bugs. Put a little bit more yellow there. Okay, and I'm just kind of going in and just kind of futzing a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my fuchsia. In fact, I think I'm going to grab mini blending tool with fuchsia. And now what I want to do is I want to go in to the bottom part of these wings. And I just want to add a little bit of that darker pink right here. So I'm starting in that darker base, and then I'm just kind of smoothing it out to get it to be lighter as it goes up towards the bottom of the, what are these? The wings, these wings. So when we pull this off, it's going to look pretty neat because we're now using, gosh, what did we use? We started with the baby pink, and then we went to mango smoothie. No, sorry, sun-kissed, and then mango smoothie. And now we are using fuchsia. And if you wanted to, you can actually get magenta to play. This is relatively dark, but we could go right along these edges. And I just want to get right in here. And if I grab the detail, and I have mine, but I just, my detail brush would be perfect for this. At least what I'm envisioning in my brain. All right, this one, I didn't like how that one smoothed out. So I'm going to smooth this guy out a little bit. And I want to concentrate that color right at the base of that wing. Oops. Okay, I think we're ready for reveal. Okay, so that was just the butterflies. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the background. You don't have to do the background, but I think it provides some nice kind of base layer for all of these little guys. Aren't they so cute? Look at these little guys. I love them. I love them. So pretty. So, so pretty. And I like how we have all of these different colors where we have that pink concentrated. We get that yellow and the orange. And then there's that baby pink that's all over them. And so that way it's not too orange, but you have just a slight bit of tint of orange with that baby pink. All right, so then we're going to come in with these guys. And all you do is just line this up. And now, there we go. I can see it. I lost my tape. Here we go, tape. All right, so I'm just going to tape these guys in place, and this is all the background. So this one I'm going to do with blue and a little bit of green. So I'm going to grab the mountain mist. In this case, I have mountain mist, and I have that ocean waves. And I'm going to use this, the small blending tools, just because I know this way I can get a nice soft look. And I'm not concentrating color in any specific location. And this ocean waves, this is pretty bright. This is a fairly bright blue, so I want this to be soft as I move this around. So I'm going to tap a lot of it off, and I'm not going crazy. I'm just adding a little bit of blue. I want it to be, soft. I don't like this is a little dark, but that's okay. We're in this edge and we're just going to make it smooth over here. So that's why you're going to see me tap it off on the paper toweling that was randomly on my desk. And I'm actually going to use this here. To fill in the rest of it. I'm going to come in with a little bit of that mountain mist. It's probably not going to make too much of a difference, but we'll see how it looks as I go along. All right, I'm going to switch this out. So I'm up here on the top. And I got these butterflies. This is a pretty stencil. I haven't used this one in a little bit. Here is this guy. This is 2021. So this was, is that 2 years ago, 2021? Oh my goodness. All right, so I tried to keep some edges a little bit darker than others. Now what I'm going to do is just come in with the mountain mist. Again, I don't think it's going to make too much of a big deal, but just to get any sort of areas, I just want to tone down that green. I just want to tone down that blue a little bit. You can see because I still had some ocean waves left on my stencil, it's just pushing that color into the little spaces left. So I'm not adding a lot of the mountain mist here, but it's kind of creating this tertiary color. So I'm going to get regions that have a lot of mountain mist. I'm going to get regions that have a lot of ocean waves, and I'm going to have regions that have a blend between the two. And that's what I was looking for. So now when we pick this up, again, I want to get that ocean waves on there. All right. Are you guys ready for this reveal? I know, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. Beautiful fabric for a spring dress. This one would be really nice. I really like this. In fact, I might actually pull this one out. I have a live with on the Altenew channel on Thursday this week, and I haven't decided what I wanted to do yet. So I could grab the Bountiful Butterflies because I haven't done this one in a while. It's such a beautiful stencil, and it's so nice for spring. It's really nice for Easter cards. It's just really cute, really cute stencil. Just look how pretty that is. So nice and soft. And you get that kind of 3D look with it. And, it's just really nice. I think I will do this stencil. All right. So I'm going to put this over on the side. So that again was the Bountiful Butterflies stencil. So pretty. So pretty. And then, like I said, what's neat about it is you can actually pair it up with the die cuts, and then you can stencil those die cuts, which is really neat. So not only can you do this background, but you can also do the die cuts too. Really cool. All right, so now I'm going to do my April. And so I had, this washi tape is going to look cool now that I think about it. I have this plaid washi tape. Look how neat that's going to look. And I do want to break this up a little bit because this is quite in your face, these little butterflies. So I'm just going to put this washi down just to kind of break this up. And I'm going to cut it. No, I'm not. Here I am. All right, so I'm just going to cut this off so it's nice and flat. And I like that look with it because it's just something a little bit different. The colors work beautifully with that washi. And then we're just going to add April. And I'm going to use the Mega Brush Alpha for this because I can. Because April is a short month. Don't write over it. Sorry, Tracy. Sorry, Tracy. It's going to happen. It's going to be okay, I promise. You're like, this is too much. But see how pretty that black is going to look over it? I promise it's going to be nice. It's going to be so nice. All right, so now I got to find my blocks. So I'm going to grab April. I am just going to grab these out right now. And I am going to... So I'm just grabbing the letters. I am going to do these letters one at a time because I want to be intentional where they end up. Okay, here we go. And that lava rock is not going to be... Do I want this lava rock with it? No, I want darker than that. All right, I'm going to grab pure graphite. Pure graphite is really dark. So I'm going to grab pure graphite here. All right. L-I-P-R. All right, so normally I kind of do this in like a diagonal or something. I think I'm going to go right straight across. So I just want to look, see how this will look. P. I probably should start with the L, right? Not the A. Okay. Starting with the L. I know. That is Astro, if you can see. Okay. It will be okay, I promise. I don't know, Tracy. I think Astro might be in the same place. He's like, please don't stamp over it. It's too pretty. Please don't stamp over it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to kind of see a line that goes across. In fact, I'll even probably just use the washi as my middle. That's what I'll do. And I am going to stamp right on it. All right. Don't look away. Look away. If this is going to bother you, look away. Look away. All right. Just coming right up on and over. Okay. There's my L. And I'm starting with the L. I know they're screaming right now. Butterflies are just excited to have more and more layers on top of them. I swear. And so I'm adding this in, and I'm starting with the L because I don't know where my A is going to be. And so if I start my A too close, then I'm stuck. So it's just better if I start here and just go out this way. I know this is going to fit if I go straight, but I know it will be fine. All right, so there's my L. See? Not so bad. Okay, A-P-R-I. Okay, here's my I. So For this one, it's always a little, you can actually get these to connect. So it just might need like a little bit of nudging, nudging, shaking and nudging, snugging. Text screen came over. It's okay, I promise. It's gonna be okay. All right, so I'm gonna put these right next to each other, and that way they'll look like it connects. Okay. See how it's gonna be nice. I promise, guys. All right, APRIL. I always have trouble going backwards with things. All right, and I'm just double checking. Obviously that R is not gonna look like it's gonna connect, but it's gonna be close. So we'll go right there. But you can see how that I looks like it connects into the L. That's really, really like this Mega Brush Alpha set. And like I said, this pure graphite is nice because it's not the black. It's not black, so it's not so severe, but it's pretty close to black. I think that R is good. I have a rolly chair, so every single time I stand up to look over, my chair goes backwards. All right, there we go. It's looking good, right? Are we okay with this? Are we feeling okay now out there? PPP. All right, so now when I do the P, I'm going to come really close to it like that. All right, and this is nice too, because if I had the butterfly die cuts, I could paste those in, and that would be really pretty. All right, Saskia, what do you guys think with the black on it? Are you like, please no, do it again? Don't put black on it, or are you like, oh, okay, not so bad? What are we thinking? Okay. No graphs on it. I got it. No graphs on it. I promise. This is it. I'm going to put the date, the year, but that's it. That's all I'm doing. Okay. And I'm going to have this A go right into that P. Okay. Not bad, right? Pretty. Right over that. Yeah, right? Thanks, Alicia. It does look sharp. So with that black on it, it looks really pretty. And that, because we use that nice pastel background, that April really pops out of there. All right, so I'm going to take a second to let you guys catch up. Some of you may not have committed to stamping over your stencil background. That's okay. It's all right. It's your page. You do what you want. It's your page. And again, it's a nice place to go back to as you work through your month. And if you hit those intentions, or you feel like, okay, I've kind of got those intentions where they are part of my daily routine, or you're like, I need to go back and take a look at those intentions. And if I actually like how this is, where you have this nice big huge band of the butterflies over here and how kind of close that is. But if you wanted that to be anywhere, you start with that last letter. You just got to figure out where you want your spacing to end. Thanks, Tina. I know sometimes with me, I know you look at it and you're like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. But it was in my brain, it looked like that. Sometimes I'm never sure, but it wasn't so bad. All right, so we need a 2 because the year is a 2. It's a 3, and there's an O. Yes? All right, so we got these guys. I'm going to do this in the same ink. I'm going to use this in pure graphite. So let me do these. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to start with the 3. All right, I want this 3 to be this way, so that's going to be 3. I'm going to start with the 3. So I'm going to do this the same way, the way I did April, where I ended, or I started with the last bit. And I'm doing this piece by piece because 2023. These ones, they have like a lot of extra, you can see that, but they have like a lot of extra stamp material around them. And so if I put them together, kind of like the way my monthly intentions did, it's going to be very widely spaced out, and I don't want that. And I didn't draw a line. I'm just kind of using my block and my eye as a guide and what's around it. So, you know, some of these may be up a little bit. They might be down, and that's okay. And I just gave up on the chair. Okay, here's my 0. Okay. And now I'm going to put my last 2 in. So this is my little month for my intentions. And it's okay if you don't have 3 intentions. It's okay if you only have 1 intention. It's just one thing that you want to focus on this month, that you want it to be, as you make your chart, as you're kind of thinking about your tracker, or what the things you want to do this month, you want to remind yourself by coming back to this page. All right, what do we think? In my brain, it was without letters. It doesn't have to have. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. All right, so that's our month. We did April. It took me an hour. But again, I like this page because it's a nice exercise when we think about these monthly pages, because it's something that sets the tone for the page. For the month. It's something that you can come back to, you can think of, you can add. You can put in, we talked about maybe putting in a quote for your month, if that's something that you wanted to collect. I'm not a quote person per se, but if you're a quote person, this is a great thing to think about is, do you have a quote for each month? Is there something that you want to remind yourself, put it on your bathroom mirror, and that's going to be your focus, whatever the heck it happens to be. This is a great place to put that quote. So this would be good for there. All right, I'm going to quickly set up my my weekly tracker. And like I had said before, a lot of this is in, this week is in March, but we have that weekend that's in April, which is why I'm connecting it over to this, over to April. Yeah, and I agree, like, I only have good intentions. Intentions. Beautiful equals motivating. I agree, Alicia. Like, that's what you want to think. And mindful crafting, these are all great things to think about. So as you're kind of putting that in, you're kind of thinking about what that week is going to be. I have to say, I think this is my favorite. Before, I really like that March one. Every month it gets better and better. And I'm like, I think I really like this one. I don't know if I can top this one. This one's really, really nice. I like how these butterflies came out. I would suggest, by the way, since this is inked and we used a lot of ink on these, is don't close this book after our session. Keep it open to this page. And this, let this dry. If you want to, you can put a piece of paper toweling, or you can put a piece of paper in here, because when we close this up and this gets all squished, that ink is going to be transferring over to this page. So I would just let this dry a little bit. Oh, I like that too, Tracy. Without ugly caterpillars, no beautiful butterflies. That's great. Yeah, absolutely, Tina. And if you have to jump off, you go right ahead, because I know I usually try to keep this to an hour. So I'm going to make this part really, really fast. So I'm going to do pretty much what I did last time on this, except I'm going to add in some washi tape over on this side and on the other side too. So I'm going to clear out my space, and I'm going to move this and do this really, really quickly. Because if I don't do this with you ladies, I won't be doing it. And again, my ink, you can see it starts to come through, and I'm okay with that. You just have to be, mindful, and that you're okay with that. The fact that there's a little bit of bleed through on and that just happens to be the book that I picked. It has pretty good weight to the paper, but some of that ink will bleed through. So I can see some of that. It's probably hard to see, but I can see some of that magenta came through. All right, so I'm going to grab some washi tape, and I want to grab this washi tape, and I'm going to go ahead and put this down. So this is my title. So I'm just going to add some washi tape up here just to really highlight my title. And my title is The Week That I Am Coming Up On. And so that starts tomorrow, which is the 27th. And I lost my scissors again. Right there. And like I said, I liked the what I had done before. And since part of my intentions is to kind of think about eating in Whole Foods, I want to think about the meals and maybe recipes that I want to focus on. And that's what I'm going to track on this page. So, all right. So let me grab some colors here. Let me grab this color. All right. So this is March 27th through, I think it's April 2nd, right? Because the 31st is Friday. So I think that's through April 2nd. And then I'm just going to grab my my trusty ruler. I always have to look back to kind of like, oh, did it look okay? Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to use the same. In fact, I think I'm going to use one. It's a little bit lighter. Nope. I lied. I'm going to use this one. All right, so this is what we did yesterday, last time where we had those centimeters. So I'm going to go to 14 centimeters again. So I'm just going to go from here right over to those 14 centimeters. And I have 7 days, so that's where I'm just going to tick off where there's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And that just gives me a little bit of space here. And then I'm just going to go on and just go ahead and quickly just draw these lines over. And so that just gives me a little space to write down, and it gives me 2 centimeters of space. And if you want more, feel free to make these a little bit bigger. I had a little bit more space available, but for my math sake, it is going to be there. And for my metric friends, you are welcome. This is going to end up crooked. Whoa. All right. Saturday is the 24-hour. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's like in the back of my mind, but I keep forgetting about it. I don't know how we're going to do 2 days. Are you guys excited for this 24-hour? No fooling around crafting? It's going to be a little nuts. It's going to be nuts, ladies. All right, so now I have, those are my days. So I'm going to track over here those snacks and things I want to do. And then on this side, I'm going to use my stencil. And I'm going to start first. I think I just put... Yeah, I just put that in. So I'm going to do my little washi. Do my little plaid washi here. And just go right down the middle. I love this plaid washi. It is so cute. There we go. So cute. Don't ask me where I found it. No idea. Don't have a lot of it. That's all right. So I use it, then I can buy some more. That's the way I think of it. Then I'll have a new favorite. Be exciting. All right, so on here, I'm just going to add in my little sections. So I have my habit tracker, but it's in green, so I don't want to use that color. So I'm very quickly just going to add in my little parts down here to track my water. So I'm still tracking water, and this is going to be my exercise. And I actually like the water tracking. It's been helping because it makes me mindful, I guess, of my water intake. And my tea. So I add tea to it. I'm like, you know what? I do a little bit of tea because I have green tea. So I'm like, it's pretty much water anyway. I think that's right. Well, we did that last time, Alicia, was the 24 hours straight through, and I had the night shift. That was rough. No, not gonna lie. It was a little tough. And we did get a lot that dropped off, which makes complete sense because only the diehards, right, Saskia? Only the diehards can really honestly stay all the way through there. It's a little rough. All right, here's my water. Here's my exercise. "12-hour crafting is my regular day." Not for me. I think we're heading into soccer season, so it's going to get a little bit rough for us around here. So I think we have it covered, though. I think we have soccer season, at least for that day, covered. All right, so up here, I just like to track. These are like mood trackers and just something that I want to just jot down every day, just something for myself to remember. And I use, I really love this little color block stencil. I have to say, I saw a video on the Altenew website. Somebody used this with a second stencil to kind of spotlight things. All right, that's 4. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And that was a really cute idea. Because it has these like really, really huge or larger squares. And so they use the larger square section. That was really cute. Didn't I have, oh yeah, I did. Did I? When was that? I did have surgery right after that. That was the Friday after. Yes, I did. Oh, I must have been dying. That's why I can't remember much of it. Feeling better now, though. It's hard for me to sit, though. I have a hard time sitting for very long. That's why I haven't been in my craft room that much. There we go. All right, I am ready to go. Look at me and my week. Woohoo! 12 minutes, not bad. All right, so what I'm going to add in, so this is my water tracker. So I'm going to put this in here. So this is my water tracker. And then my exercise tracker I do in green. Don't ask, because I kind of color code things, or I think about them in color sometime. And I do exercise. We're doing it in minutes. So I said 15 minutes was my goal. So I'm going to have my 15 minutes here. And so half of that is about 7.5 minutes. And then I just put my little days on. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know what I'm doing these days. Not much exercise going on. And then over here is my water tracker. My goal is 80 ounces. So half of that is 40. And then I just put my dates on. We'll definitely be drinking something when we have those days. And then, excuse me. All right. Excuse me. Up here, I have this mood tracker. So I'm going to do that one in pink, this color. Mood tracker. And this is going to be my craft tracker. I have an idea for what I'm going to use it for this week. All right, there we go. So now we're good. So I have all of this. Thank you, Alicia. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, Tracy. So now I have my week all set. So I'm going to, I know what I'm doing for each of these sections, and I've set my monthly intentions for April. So I am ready to go. So we are not going to meet next week because we have a, for those of you who are interested, I'll put the links down in the YouTube after I publish this live, and we will be at Bridget's, what is she calling it? I'm Not Fooling, April's Fool's Day 24-hour craft event. That's pretty much it, right? So we will be there. So we're going to miss week 11. So we're going to pick up at week 12. So if you're kind of going along or you're watching this later, that's why you can't find a week 11, because week 11 will not exist for us. We go on Monday then. Saskia. So we're going to miss week 11, but then we're going to set up week 12. So I'm going to probably, I should just set it up now, right? Should I just do that? I should just set it up now. Yes? All right. Let's just set it up right now. So that way we have it. So it's all set up. And then when I see you guys on week 12, we'll add in something else that we'll do here. But we'll just set this up as we move along. So I'll just set this up real quickly. In fact, I'll use the same, keep using the same stuff. Let's see, I've never used this. All right, I'll use some other stuff. Just to make it a little bit different, I'm just going to quickly set this up, this part, just so I have this set, because I will tell you, I will not come in here on Sunday to do it unless you guys are keeping me a little honest. I'm perfectly honest. Okay. Yes, I know that's crooked. All right, so that's there. Isn't that pretty washy too? Love it. Love it, love it. All right. So same thing, I'm going to do the same tracker. Usually I like to take a moment to kind of think about what I want to change or alter, but I feel like this is a good tracker for me right now. So I'm just going to keep this going. And I'm trying to use kind of all this bright, punchy washi that I have. If you notice a theme yet, these colors are not totally the same, but that's all right. We'll just keep it there. All right, so I got this, and this is going to bother me, but that's why it's washi. So I do love washi. All right, so let me put this back right. It's the little things, folks. It's the little things. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so now I got to look up what the heck those dates are. So that's the 3rd. It's the 3rd through the 9th, right? It's the 3rd through the 9th, I think. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. All right, 3rd through the 9th. I could set up a theme, and fill it in later. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I know pretty much it's going to be the same thing because this has been working well. And so as long as I kind of have the space and it's all set and ready to go, I'll be fine. Since we're on already, I might as well just keep going. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing and grab my ruler and do the same thing where I'm going to switch it up a little bit and use some different colors. So we used, and that's actually a pretty good amount of space. So I'm going to do the same thing and make that 14 centimeters again. Right here. Okay, but I'm going to use gray. So here's my 14 centimeters, and then I'm just going to come every 2 centimeters. And of course, I'm using 14 because it is easily divisible by 7, and there are 7 days in a week. All right. So now I'm just coming in and just, these are each of the days, and I can fill these in later. Use different colors, whatever I want to, but this is where I'm just going to be tracking those Whole Foods snacks and meals. All right. And here too. All right. And then here. And here. All right. There's also a nice spot down here for you to like just kind of put anything in there. Butterflies without words. Yeah, that's nice. It would be nice. I think like little die cuts and little stamps like that, like going through the mini stamps. I don't know if I have any little mini butterflies. I'll have to take a look. All right, I'm going to now grab this, and I want this brown. All right, so I'm going to do this the same way. I just grab one of these little title blocks, and I really, really like in this stencil the set of 4 really thin these guys. I love this for the journaling. I think they're fabulous. It's just really easy way to identify just a little small section. And I'm not putting a lot in here. I'm putting a little emoji for my mood. I'm just putting, oh, I had a late meeting, putting what I'm feeling. Sometimes I'll go like a side of the box, which is fine. But it just gives me a really simple way to get all 7 of those boxes in without too much space. Love this stencil. I'm trying to think about more ways I can use this stencil with, but I really like this stencil. Especially for the journaling. Oh no, I can't. You're right, Tina. I can't have class on the 9th. It's Easter. Only 1 page for snacks. Yes, I abbreviate a lot, Saskia. I abbreviate. Oh yeah, you're right. I can't do that on Easter. All right, Tina, I'm gonna have to think about something. I might have to have it on Saturday. All right, I'll have to think about that. You guys tell me what would work the best, because you're right. I can't have class on Easter. That's not gonna work. All right, so here I'm just going to do my little graphs. For water. Saturday would work? Okay. I think Saturday afternoon would work, right? If we did that. I don't think I got much going on. Is anybody doing an Easter hunt? My kids are kind of at that time now. We're like, not sure if the Easter. I still got to make an Easter basket, I feel like, though. They're kind of at that age, though, that oh, maybe after your Saturday class. Not a bad idea. All right, I'll think about that one. But definitely not happening next week. Okay, so this is my setup for this. I'll just add in again that I have my water and my exercise. And again, it's just really a great way to track it and to kind of see what everything's doing. All right, I'm going to pause us here because we're almost at an hour and a half, and that's long. And I have to get ready for school tomorrow. So I hope you guys have an absolutely fabulous week. So like I said before, this is week 10. We've made it 10 weeks. This is really, really great that we have 10 weeks under our belt. That's pretty awesome. And then what I'm going to do is we have, I'm already have an engagement for next week, so I can't do week 11. So that's why we did an extra week here. Then the week after that is Easter. So I'll meet up with you again for week 12, but it might not be on Sunday. It's probably going to be on Saturday. And but I'll see you then. All right, everybody, you have a fabulous week. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for staying with me this long. And I hope you have a lovely week, 2 weeks. And hopefully I'll see you at the 24-hour craft event, which is kind of crazy that we're going to do this again over 2 days, 12 and 12, putting them together. All right. Thanks, Alicia. Thank you guys so much. And I really appreciate your time today. All right.